What's up, y'all? This is your boy D Jackson. This is the Drop That Podcast. This episode is brought to you by Layback TV. Over 10,000 channels, movies on demand, every sports channel, all the languages, all the HBOs. Y'all can get it on your app stores, your Play stores, all the devices you can download it on, all right? Check them out, all right? Now, this is Fight Talk, all right? So let's see. A lot of things have happened. A lot of results, a lot of announcements, okay? First thing, top of the list, is Teofimo defeats Rolly Romero for the WBA welterweight championship at 147. I was going for Rolly Romero, okay? He was the only one that was more comfortable at 147. He dominated Ryan Garcia. Teo is fresh off his defeat at 140 against Shakur Stevenson back in January, and he moves up to get an elite, stronger striker and Rolly Romero. Now, I judged the whole fight. I thought Rolly had Teo very much in trouble. I mean, that depends on how you look at it. You know what I'm saying? Like, was Rolly getting tagged up a lot? Yes, but was he hurting Rolly? No. I saw Teofimo literally being nearly knocked out 3 times. I'm sorry, where I come from and what the fights that I watched, if you are in the verge of getting knocked the fuck out in a round, especially the last 10 seconds, that's a steal of the round. That should be a motherfucking 10-9 or nearly a 10-8. But, you know, obviously knockdowns are 10-8. I didn't see anything Teofimo did to win this. I mean, he is pretty much damaged with stitches, you know, on his face. He got cut. Rolly didn't look like he even have a mark. I truly believe the judges fucked over Rolly Romero. And if they did, if this was a plan to do so, let's just call it what it is. Rolly Romero is not really marketable. Yeah, he's a former champion at 140 and 147. But Teo is definitely more marketable. You know, he's not afraid to get on the microphone, cut a promo, representing New York City. He's now a 3-division world champion from 135, 140, and now 147. And you can have a lot more marketable fights when it comes down to Teofimo going down now in the 147-pound division. You know, I mean, not sure. I forgot who the hell has the IBF title, but you have, I think it's a guy named Liam Pardo. I might be sabotaging his name a little bit, but Liam is the IBF champion. Devin Haney is the WBO champion, and Ryan Garcia is the WBC champion. Now, here's where you can't do the big names as of right now. Teo says he wants eventually at undisputed Devin Haney. I think personally that's a fucking phenomenal fight. Definitely on paper, skill-wise, resume-wise, Teofimo versus Devin Haney is a fucking fight, especially at undisputed. And that's the only way he wants Devin Haney. He wants him at undisputed. But Devin Haney got work to do. Teo has work to do. He's the new guy he's the new guy on the block. You know what I'm saying? If anything, Ryan Garcia is probably ahead of everyone because he won the title in February against Mario Barros, but he's already on to his first title defense next month against Conor Benn. You know? I mean, you could do Ryan Garcia versus Teofimo, unification, WBC, WBA. You could do that. Maybe. I mean, it really depends on who comes out of that fight. You know, if Conor Benn wins, he's vacating the belt. He don't want to be at 147 no more. He said it himself. Garcia wins, you got a marketable champion. And he will need that one last fight for Golden Boy to get out of his contract and probably sign with Zuffa. You know? Devin Haney is on the verge of probably getting Jack Cottrell. I think that's a fight. Jack Cottrell wants fucking Teofimo, but Jack Cottrell lost his last fight. So I don't really know why the fuck he's even asking for title shots. But let's see. Devin Haney is having a hard time getting that first title defense. Should have been against Keyshawn Davis, but, Keyshawn's a pussy. So it is what it is. But let's see. I think Teo should just heal up and see what happens next, Let's see what happens with Devin Haney's negotiations and what happens with Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn. But shout out to Teo, another championship this year for New York, following the New York Knicks. Let me see what else happened. Bella Mir, the daughter of former UFC heavyweight champion Frank Mir, lost to Alex Paducah, an accountant. Can you believe that? An MMA fighter who's an accountant defeated Bella Mir. And apparently, Bella Mir was the highest favorite in UFC history, a minus 6,000. No one's ever topped that at all. Not even the Ronda Rousey versus Holly Holm fight. And that was fucking insane. She lost. I don't think that's a big fucking deal too much for the simple fact that they both only had 4 fights. Alex actually lost 1 fight. This was her 5th fight and she won. So now she's 5-1. Who also is, no, I'm sorry. Alex was 3-1. She's now 4-1. You want to know who else is 4-1 now? Bella Mir. As of right now, they're both 4-1. Very unexperienced. So I don't think that's too fucking big deal. She wants to be the biggest athlete in history. She wants to be RAF champion. She wants to be UFC BJJ champion. She wants to be a UFC champion. She wants to be an Olympic champion. And she has the tools and a fucking world champion for a dad to make sure that happens. I really do see she's the next big thing. Shout out Bella Mir. Definitely shout out to her mom who's trying to help her out on social media. I think she needs to stand down because it only gets worse. You got to have a brain like me and thick skin of tolerance in order to compete with motherfuckers like that who are bullying Bella Mir on social media. Go kill yourself, this and that. Like, don't let that affect you, Bella. You know what I'm saying? You are a fucking gold mine, of the Mir family. That's going to be the next best thing. Everything that you're going to accomplish what your dad accomplished and much more, but you got plenty of time. You're like 22, 23, so shout out to her. What else? Oh, announcements. So we got Sebastian Fundora defending his WBC Super Welterweight Championship at 154 October 17 against somebody named Hadribage. Okay, shout out to them. Let's see what happens because, it's a lot of dope things going down at 154. What else? At 154, IBF and WBA champion. Oh, my bad. What title he has? I think he has an IBF title. Oh, no, he has an IBF and WBA title. Boots Ennis. Boots Ennis is definitely in negotiations with Josh Kelly, who's the IBF champion. Same division as Sebastian Fundora. Sebastian Fundora has the WBC title. IBF and WBA is Boots Ennis. Is it Boots Ennis? Yeah, Boots Ennis. And let's see, the WBO champion is Josh Kelly, I believe. That's interesting. Boots Ennis has 2 belts in the 154 division, and he's coming for the number 3. And this fight, they're aiming in negotiations to have it go down November, December. So if Sebastian Fundora retains the WBC title in October, and let's say, just for the sake of argument, Boots Ennis defeats Kelly in November, December, and collects that 3rd belt, okay, that WBO belt. So then he has an IBF, WBA, and WBO. We're on the verge of an undisputed championship in 2027 between Boots Ennis and Sebastian Fundora. That's fucking money. I can't wait. I can't wait. This is gonna be dope. So, what else? We thought we were gonna get this at 154, but it looks like it might be at 160. Okay. Virgil Ortiz was in negotiations to fight Boots Ennis, and it looks like that ain't happening. He probably wants more money, or Golden Boy is just begging. Who knows? But it looked like he might be moving to 160 to face former 154 pound undisputed champion Jamel Charlo, and it could happen as late as November 14. That'd be dope. I don't see any. I think this protects their ranking or their position at 154 if you do it at a division that basically they ain't got no motherfucking business being in, which is 160. That means middleweight. But let's see. Speaking of middleweight, Xander Zayas, the one who was defeated by Boots Ennis, looks like he might be leaving Top Rank and moving to Matchroom Promotions, where Boots Ennis is. So he might be a label, a stablemate with Boots Ennis, and he's looking to not only move from Top Rank to Matchroom, not only from 154 to 160, so he's moving up in weight, but a February return, so he might be building himself up. That's dope. Shout out to Zayas. Shout out to Jorge Masvidal and Gamebred FC. They just signed a fucking deal with DAZN. Ooh, money. That's bigger than what everybody else trying to make a promotion did. You know what I'm saying? Like with Habib Nurmagomedov doing Ego FC and all that shit. Jorge is actually doing it, and he's signing streaming deals now. You know what I'm saying? Fuck pay-per-view. I mean, we might not even get it on pay-per-view. If you got a DAZN, we might even get it free. So you might get Gamebred Boxing, Gamebred MMA, and Gamebred Bare Knuckle. That's some big shit. So shout out to Gamebred for making that motherfucking move. That's a big fucking deal. Shout out to them. Shout out to Jamal Charlo. He might be on the same card as Sebastian Fundora come to October. So that's gonna be some big fucking position. Let's see. I want to see what weight class Jamal is gonna be in, and we go from there. Alicia Baumgardener is moving up a new weight class to lightweight, and she's gonna be challenging Terhan for the IBF lightweight championship for MVP, and it's gonna go down in Texas November 8th. Shout out to Alicia Baumgartner. She's building herself. She's bulking up and going up in weight. I think she's trying to earn that Clarissa Shields fight. And Clarissa Shields, she might be taking some time off to have a kid with Papoose. So shout out to them. Before we get out of here, let's give a shout out to RAF doing big fucking numbers and big moves, because September 5th is going down in Moscow. Hamza Chimaev, former UFC middleweight champion, takes on former UFC welterweight champion Tyron Woodley, the chosen one, who just is fresh off of beating Joaquin Buckley, his first win in like 7-8 years. And he said he's going to beat Hamza Chimaev. Let's see. He ain't got to cut to 170. But neither Hamza Chimaev. Both were welterweights. So let's see. This is gonna be good. I fucks with that match. And Colby Covington is going to defend his newly crossover cruiserweight title against Bilal Muhammad. So it's former UFC interim middleweight champion versus the former UFC middleweight champion. Take September 18, my birthday, in Miami. It's going down. I can't wait. That shit's gonna be dope. That's gonna be so fucking fire. I want to see the press conference again. And Armin Sarukian is coming back October 23 in Las Vegas to take on Dylan Dennis. When is Dylan gonna ever get a fucking break? You know what I'm saying? Like he's lost to Colby Covington. He's lost to Hamza Chimaev. He's just losing the big names. I don't see what he can do. But shout out Henry Cejudo, former 2-division bantamweight and flyweight UFC champion. He defeated finally Marab Dvalishvili, former UFC bantamweight champion, to take the lightweight crossover title for RAF. Shout out Henry Cejudo. He is now quadruple C, not triple C. All right. But that's all we got for Fight Talk. I'm your boy Eddie Jackson. So drop that podcast. Make sure y'all hit that sub button. Hit them hypes. You know what I'm saying? Who y'all got? I want to know who the fuck y'all got. Do you think who you got between Hamza Chimaev versus Woodley, Kobe Covington versus Bilal Muhammad, Arman versus Danis, and another prediction? Do you think Bella Mir is going to come back to Dana White's Contender Series? Y'all be easy. Peace.